It was carried, by the way. Okay, we are live. So we will just go to the beginning of our agenda and just speak to the ministerial order first before we make any motions on any subdivision and development today.
Okay, I would like to provide a review to the SDA about Ministerial Order 2220, which affects decision-making for subdivision and development at this time. So the provincial government on municipal affairs on March 25th issued Ministerial Order 22-20 that extended the time for municipal authorities, persons, or entities to do things required to be done by or on a certain time or within a time period triggered by an event under the Municipal Government Act and its associated regulations, extended that to October 1st, 2020. While that allowed municipalities additional time in making decisions for things like subdivision and development, what it did also was extended the time period for appeals on subdivision and development decisions to October 1st, 2020. So what that would mean is if a board was to issue a decision at this point in time, that the appeal period would remain open until October 1st, 2020, which of course creates some challenges for developers and applicants wishing to move forward with development or subdivision, or even determining whether or not to file an appeal. And then that appeal board, even if an appeal was filed, or the appeal period would still remain open until October 1st, 2020. So Municipal Affairs is aware of the issues that this has created for persons to move forward and development authorities to make decisions, and they're currently in the process of trying to rectify that, and an amended order is expected shortly. So based on that information, the recommendation is that the board not make any decisions on the subdivision and development applications before them today, but to table it to the next meeting. And hopefully by that next meeting, this issue will be addressed. Otherwise, if a decision is issued, then the appeal period does remain open until October 1st, 2020, and that does provide considerable risk to applicants in moving forward, as well as certainly uncertainty for their development projects as well till that point in time.
Okay, thank you, Bonnie. Is there any other questions for Bonnie before we carry on?
Once the Municipal Affairs has an opportunity to review the order, then can we come back to it? So if the recommendation is to table, do we table it to correspond to when the review of the order is done, or do we have to can we postpone to the next date? Just wondered how we handle it logistically.
I would recommend that we postpone to the next date for our SDA meeting. It's our understanding that this is going to be resolved very quickly. Certainly you could do an open-ended postponement. However, just to keep everything active and flowing, the recommendation is simply to table to the next meeting date. And then at that next meeting, of course, if this has not been resolved, the board can discuss the matter again and determine how they'd like to proceed.
Okay, any other questions? Bonnie, there was a couple of applications that we had a few questions. So if we're tabling, does the administration need any direction to investigate further, or is a tabling motion suffice?
I would recommend that you also provide us with specific direction to obtain additional information. And Of course, the tabling is not applicable to the Town of Tabor proposed subdivision with respect to providing comments.
Okay. Okay, so any other questions? Okay, hearing none, if we could have a motion on DA application 1720.
I'll make that motion to table to our next SDA, which is it April 20th?
Yes.
April 20th.
Okay, all in favor?
In favor.
And I might add, in light of the Ministerial Order 2220, just so people are aware why.
Okay, thank you. All in favor of the motion?
In favor.
In favor. In favor.
Okay, motion is carried. Next application, DA 18-20, MD of Tabor.
I can make that motion.
Motion for that, please.
I can make that one to table it to April the 20th based on Ministerial Order 2022.
Okay, all in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
In favor.
And Tamara, you were in favor? Sorry, I have to switch screens. So, okay. Motion is carried. Next application, Brad and Robin Secura.
I can make a motion to table to the next meeting.
Okay. And then also with the inclusion of obtaining more information on the road allowance.
Exactly. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you, Marie. All in favor?
Soil analysis.
Oh,
and we talked
that would, the soil analysis would be part of their permitting process, I believe.
Okay.
Correct, Bonnie? Yes. Okay. So that doesn't have to be in addition to the, but thank you for catching that. All in favor of Murray's motion?
In favor.
Camera?
In favor.
In favor.
Thank you. And Merrill, I missed your voice.
Yes, in favor.
Okay, thank you. That motion is carried. Next one, subdivision application for 3C Farm. If we could have a motion on that.
So, Tamara, I'll make a motion to table this till April 20th as per Ministerial Order 2220, but also request to contact the applicant regarding access to the dwelling for access to the property to ensure it meets dwelling occupancy codes. I don't know the right words.
Maybe just the recommendation would be to allow access for a site inspection to help determine or gather information regarding the habitable nature of the dwelling, which could also include a fire safety inspection.
Is that what, Candace, were you able to get, or Joanne, is that okay? You got that?
Yes, she does.
So I'll amend my motion to that effect. Thank you.
Okay.
Not amend, but that'll be my motion.
To
and I'm in
include
favor.
it? Okay. Okay. Everybody else in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
And I'm guessing Levitt said in favor, but I missed it. Motion is carried. Next application, Prairie Wood Inc.
I can give the motion.
Motion on that.
I can give the motion to table until April 20th based on Ministerial Order 2220 to create a 27.04 acre parcel for single lot residential use.
Okay. All in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
Okay, thanks, Tam. And Levitt?
In favor.
Thank you. Motion is carried. Next item of business is a subdivision from the town of Tabor. Any questions or concerns or comments?
I can give a motion to
Have a motion.
indicate that we have no concerns with the proposed subdivision.
Okay, all in favor?
In favor?
In favor.
Okay, motion is carried. Thank you guys for sitting through our first Zoom call. So we just need someone to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Meryl. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.